everyone. Is it audible? Okay, so we will start the lecture just after 1 minute. No? And others to join as well. Good evening, everyone. Good evening. Good evening. Fair. Let's start the lecture. Good evening, everyone. I hope all are there. So let's continue our previous discussion where we have stopped the lecture. So what I'm gonna do, the topic is very important and is gonna create the base for our real analysis understanding. So whatever I started in the previous lecture, the last of that, I started like the concept of neighborhood through the open bulk concept. So there may be some persons new to the lecture, so I'll be quickly revising that stuff. Again, I'll say if you want to go into deep, so you don't miss the RL3, that is real analysis lecture 3. Here I'll be just quickly revising the stuff so that today's stuff could be continued from there itself. Yeah. So today's plan is basically we will be learning about interior open limit point derived set closer closed set denseness perfect set, and if time permitted I would also try to tell you what is countability of sets. Fair. So thing is today's lecture is very important. Again I'll say it is going to create the base for your real analysis understanding. Okay, chal. So let's start. Just be on the board please everyone. Put your pen and just listen me what I'm trying to convey here. Yes, good evening everyone. So देखिए ध्यान से what happens is I just told you one thing. If I write a function like d of x y such that d of x y I defined like x modulus of x minus y. So basically this is nothing but distance between x and y as simple as possible. Okay. For example, if I say d of x naught comma x equals to r, this implies modulus of x naught minus x is r. If I say d of x naught minus x naught comma x is less than r, this simply implies x naught minus x is less than r. And why I have started from here itself, I would like to introduce that as well. Give the word please everyone. So if someone says points inside an open ball, points inside an open ball centered at the point x naught with the radius r is defined as r given by, since we have used the point, r given by the set, ध्यान से देखिएगा, are given by the set S equals collection of all those real numbers which are at a distance either less than or equal, like equal to नहीं लिया है. So this is representing what? Sorry, either you write here y or here x, no issues. So this, if I talk you, this is the collection of all those real numbers. This is the collection of all those real numbers which are at a distance less than r from the point, from the fixed point, okay, from the fixed point x naught on the real line. Fair? For example, if someone says like, ध्यान से देखिएगा, if someone says I have taken a point, let's say minus का 5, okay, I want an open ball of the radius 1 by 2, let's say. So what does it say? An open ball of the radius 1 by 2 will be containing all those points which are at a distance 1 by 2 from this point. Fair? If you use the word less than strictly, so obviously the boundary point will not be included. So an open ball, जो मैंने यहाँ पर x लिखा है, x denoting all the numbers, what will be? So here s is denoting all those, x is denoting all those real numbers for which d of 5 comma x is less than 1 by 2. So what I told you, dear fellows, this you can, S is called 1 by 2 neighborhood. NBD, we write in short. So 1 by 2 neighborhood of the point 5. Right. So I guess from the previous lecture I had a quick recap over the things. If you people have any single doubt, do let me know. If you have any doubt, you can ask here. So if I would like to expand like on the, suppose that, देखिए ध्यान से. So for example, if we expand above phenomena over xy plane, that is उसको r क्रॉस r या r2 भी बोला जाता है, राइट? सो एक्सटेंड करेंगे. फॉर एग्जांपल, if I defined d of capital X comma capital Y as modulus of x1 minus x2 plus modulus of y1 minus y2. For example, this is the discrete metric. I have also talked in the previous lecture as well. So what happens here is, suppose that here also I would like to introduce in the same manner. For example, modulus of x minus y, where capital X is, let's say, a point x1, x2, and capital Y is a point y1, y2. देखना ध्यान से प्यारे बच्चों, the most important phenomena is here. एकदम से crystal clear हो जाएगा अभी. अभी देखिएगा, what I do is I take a set and I take those points, क्या ले रहा हूं, A belongs to R cross R, such that D of x comma A is less than R. So this will be collection of all those points on the xy plane, which are at distance less than R from a fixed point capital X. So geometrically, if you want to show this phenomena, will it be visible? I guess yes. So for example, if I take a point, let's say capital X, so whatever the points inside the radius, so that you can open disc like. So this will be denoting the S here, right? Here, ये तो मैंने 5 के लिए लिखा है. So here also, for example, if you talk about R का value 0.7, so you can write an open ball. अब open ball किसको बोल रहे हैं आप? For you, an open ball is a set. पहली चीज, an open ball is a set. Which set? Collection of all those elements which are at some particular distance from some fixed point. So wherever the needed things, I already underlined the things there, I guess so. Fixed. Please underline this. Fixed means अभी आपके पास एक fixed point होगा. That fixed point you call it as center of that open ball. So similarly, we can extend this to R3 as well, right? So if you want to write, please write properly so that I can move on to today's concept. अब हम जाएंगे interior and all. The same thing you can extend over XYZ plane as well. Not an issue at all. And if you have any doubt, you can ask. But write every explanation, because today's lecture is gonna be the final lecture for you for this particular open set, closed set, everything crystal clear it will be. कौशल बंजरे, नो इश्यूज. कल तो यार बहुत हेक्टिक शेड्यूल है. क्लास के बाद बात करते हैं, आज क्लास के बाद. Everyone, is that noted? So whoever students are new to the lectures, they are suggested to note down properly everything, because we are running the classes in that module itself, like classroom programs. Okay. Everyone, is that noted? Please reply fast. And if you have any single doubt, don't forget to attend the RL-3, just the previous lecture. Here I had just quick revision over the things. Okay, dears. So let's start our journey now. Here, now we are gonna enjoy. And what I would like to tell you is just follow the words. Okay. Before this, what you have studied, what you have in your mind, just keep it away. Whatever I'm gonna tell you now, just follow those words. End of these 30-40 minutes, you will have everything crystal clear at your hand. Okay? So let's start. Write the heading, please. So we will be giving the bullet points like this, because we will have many terms now. Okay? So लिखिएगा interior points of a set S, which is obviously a subset of real numbers, because we are working with the real analysis. Okay? Here we are working with the real analysis, and d of x comma y equals to modulus of x minus y. That is the usual metric for us, over which we will be continuously working. चलिए देखेंगे, और डेफिनेशन आज का क्लास बहुत मजा आने वाला है आपको, मतलब एवरीथिंग विल बी क्रिस्टल क्लियर, आई एम प्रीटी श्योर. लिखेगा, देखिए मैंने पहले ही बोला, आपके दिमाग में उसको बाहर निकालिए पहले, और जो बोल रहा हूं उसको सेट कर दीजिए. इंटीरियर पॉइंट्स ऑफ अ सेट किसको बोलते हैं? सो लेट्स राइट द डेफिनेशन प्रॉपर्ली. ओके, लिखेगा अ पॉइंट, लिखे नहीं पहले देखिए, अ पॉइंट of the set S, point means member, okay, a point of the set S is said to be an interior point of the set S. A point, ध्यान से देखिए, एक भी वर्ड फालतू नहीं है. देयर इज नो वर्ड जस्ट लाइक दैट. इंटीरियर मींस अ पॉइंट which is of the set itself, means it is not from outside of the set. Please underline every word, because every word will matter today. A point of the set, you can highlight this word, a point of the set is said to be an interior point of that set. ध्यान से देखिएगा, if there exists an open ball. So if you are not comfortable, you can talk about open neighborhood. Okay, क्या बोला? A point, मान लो इसको मैं नाम दे देता हूं x naught. A point x naught of the set S is said to be an interior point of that set S if there exists an open ball or neighborhood containing, the very important word, containing x naught and contained in S. बस खत्म हो गया, ठीक है? Containing x naught and contained in S. What does this mean? अभी डेफिनेशन पढ़ के आपको चक्कर आ गया, क्या बोल रहे हैं? कंटेनिंग, कंटेन करके लाइक दैट. एग्जांपल बोलूंगा, एकदम से क्रिस्टल क्लियर आएगा. देखिए उधर छोड़िए, क्या लिखा है, इधर आइए प्लीज. फॉर एग्जांपल, if S equals, let's say I have taken the interval which is closed at 2 and open at 3. अभी I want to know, मैं क्या जानना चाहता हूं? Want to know 2 is an interior point of S, 3 is an interior point of S. ध्यान से देखना, what are interior points of S. एकदम से क्रिस्टल क्लियर आएगा, बस यहां पे टिके रहना, एकदम नजर गड़ाए रहना, ठीक है? You will be very much clear. देखिए ध्यान से, be on the board please. If I would like to answer this question, कि 2 is an interior point of this set or not, so we will draw a real line, ठीक है? S को इस पर डिनोट कर दीजिए. So let's say this is the point 2 and let's say this is the point 3. 3 is not included in S. So S is what? Clear है? S is this, means whatever points are on this line, those are gonna be inside the set S. First thing. The first question they had asked, कि 2 is an interior point of S or not. So 2 will be, अब पढ़िए, सबसे पहले तो आंसर दिखेगा. प्लीज बी ऑन द बोर्ड एवरीवन. ए पॉइंट x नॉट. सो आंसर 1 करने के लिए x नॉट इज व्हाट? 2. 2 S के अंदर है या नहीं है? है, राइट? सो a point x naught of the set S is said to be an interior point of that set if there exists an open ball. ध्यान से देखना, I didn't mention what should be the radius. Whatever small radius you wish, na, 0.00001, whatever this, only give me at least one open ball which contains x naught means 2 and contained in S means that ball must be containing in S. So if you take any ball, I am saying whatever small radius you take, the ball will contain these points as well or not. But these points are not inside the set. Say yes or no. So x naught 2 में तो है, but there does not, देखिए कैसे लिखा जाए, there does not exist any open ball centered at x not equals to 2 contained in S. So what you will say? So इसका आंसर क्या होगा? So 2 is not an interior point of S. कुछ लोगों को अभी दिक्कत होगी थोड़ी सी. Let's move on now. देखिए ध्यान से. आंसर नंबर 2 पर जाते हैं. Be on the board please everyone. Answer 2. I want to cross check whether 3 is an interior point of S or not. So what I will say? First point 3 S में है क्या? No. Because S is what? Open from 3. So 3 is not included inside the set S. So ball देखने की भी जरूरत नहीं है. So 3 is not an interior point. 3 is not interior point of S. Let's go on third answer. देखिए ध्यान से. The more interesting we are going to do now. कनिष्क जोशी. ठीक है. देखिए the more interesting point now. Be on the board please everyone. If I take any point other than 2 after 2, what I am saying? If I take any point on this real line which is not 2, not 3, I will definitely have an open ball centered at that point. तो क्या लिखेंगे? If we take any point, देखिए क्या ध्यान से, any point on the real line between 2 and 3, excluding 2 and 3, we will have, there exists an open ball centered at that specific point and contained in S. I know many of you may be confused here, लेकिन मेरे पास हर चीज का इलाज है. Just have patience. Sibbu Jaishwal, anyone? Suzanne, what number you are thinking? There will not be any open ball centered at that point. Tell me. 2.00001. I will say take an open ball of the radius 0.00000000001. बोलो कौन सा पॉइंट ऐसा दोगे आप? 2.99999998. I will say just take an open ball centered at 2.99998 of the radius 0.50 times 0 then 1. Interior point is clear or not? So what will be the answer? Collection of all interior points of S क्या मिल जाएगा? Is equal to the open interval 2, 3. If you have any single doubt, you can ask. I'm saying any single doubt you have. So all interior points of this set will be the open interval 2, 3. Please write down properly, and if you have any doubt, you can ask. Please write down. And please focus on the definition, every word which I have underlined. Susan. वही तो लिखा है, और क्या लिखा है? सुजान. वो वाला मैथमेटिक्स बुक में भी लिखा होता है, उधर से समझ में नहीं आता, इसीलिए बच्चे इधर पढ़ने आते हैं ना. है सुजान? Okay, with everyone, is that noted? Okay, now we will play the KBC, है ना? कौन बनेगा छत्रपति? Okay, dears, you have the word, please. क्या हुआ भाई? किसका इतना लंबा चौड़ा डाउट आ गया? Here conclude that always शुभम चौबे. अभी आ रहा हूँ, परेशान बिल्कुल नहीं होना. जब आई गारंटीड ना कि आज के क्लास के बाद बच्चे नहीं डाउट. ठीक है, चलिए, यू द वर्ड प्लीज एवरीवन. सो लेट्स टेक अनदर एग्जांपल नाउ. अभी आप लोग बताएंगे व्हाट आर इंटीरियर पॉइंट्स ऑफ. रिप्लाई करेंगे सब लोग. नंबर फर्स्ट, ए फाइनाइट सेट. जल्दी से बोलो. व्हाट आर द इंटीरियर पॉइंट्स ऑफ ए फाइनाइट सेट? प्लीज रिप्लाई इफ यू आर क्लियर अबाउट द डेफिनेशन. फटाफट. अरे यार, इतना टाइम नहीं लेना होता है भाई. कनिष्क जोशी, एम्प्टी सेट. बहुत बढ़िया. What about others? A finite set. Answer is no point can be an interior point. Right or not? For example, if you take any finite set, let's say alpha 1, alpha 2, alpha n. So over the real line, any of the point you take, if you take any ball, that ball will contain the points outside of the set, yes or not? Say yes or no. So what you will say? An open ball centered at any alpha I belongs to S will contain the points which are not in S. That is, open ball centered at alpha I is not contained in S. So alpha I cannot be an interior point of S. So that is the justification for you. कोई दिक्कत किसी को? So what you will say? Set of interior points of a finite set is an empty set. कोई दिक्कत किसी को? Anyone? No point of a finite set can be an interior point of that set. Interior point is always of that set. शुभम चौबे, अभी is that clear? थोड़ा थोड़ा. चलिए, let's take another question now. What are interior points of the whole set of real numbers? Can anyone reply, please? What are the interior points of the whole set real numbers? मतलब पूरे के पूरे real numbers में. क्विक रिप्लाई कीजिए भाई, ऐसे नहीं चलेगा. मेरे भाई, this is the real line, right? If you pick any of the arbitrary A belongs to R, you can have the ball centered at that point, which will be contained in R. So answer will be all real numbers will be interior points of R. Right. So इसका आंसर क्या हो जाएगा? R itself. कोई दिक्कत? एनीवन? नहीं दिक्कत तो चिल्लाइए फिर। व्हाट आर इंटीरियर पॉइंट्स ऑफ सेट ऑफ नेचुरल नंबर्स? फटाफट। सेट ऑफ नेचुरल नंबर्स में व्हाट आर द इंटीरियर पॉइंट्स? सेट ऑफ नेचुरल नंबर्स कैसे डिफाइन होगा भाई? 1 2 3 4 एंड सो ऑन। सो 1 पर अगर कोई भी आपने बॉल लेनी, या 2 पर इफ यू हैव टेकन एनी बॉल, that will contain some points which are not natural numbers. So what will be the answer? Empty set. The same thing you can work for set of integers. The answer is empty set. चलो अब बोलो इंटीरियर पॉइंट चमका कि नहीं? प्लीज रिप्लाई। एनीवन? इज देयर एनीवन? लाइक किसी को डाउट है इंटीरियर पॉइंट ऑफ अ सेट चेक करने में? चलिए बहुत बढ़िया। सुंदरम, इज दैट क्लियर? Let's have example 3 and let's see who will reply for that. So after studying this much phenomena, I am giving you a statement and you have to validate whether that is true or not. In case of set of real numbers, in case of set of real numbers, only intervals can have interior points. Intervals can have interior points. True or false? Prove or disprove? कनिष्क जोशी। स्टेटमेंट सबको क्लियर है? Okay, Shubham, clear. Is the statement clear to all? What I am saying? I am saying if रियल लाइन के ऊपर या रियल नंबर्स के सबसेट की बात करना चाहते हैं, then only intervals are there which can have interior points. बाकी किसी की औकात नहीं है। Prove or disprove? And don't say R. R itself is an interval, okay? Minus infinity to infinity. Please reply everyone. Okay, Kanisk Joshi said yes. What about others? अच्छा देखो, only we have to play on the first model itself. इंटीरियर के बाद में फिर सेम चीजें रिपीट होने लगेंगी, है ना? तो जो भी हमें खेल खेलना है वो यहीं पे मौका है, फिर तो मतलब एकदम से रिपीटिशन फटाफट फटाफट होता चला जाएगा। यस यस यस, कनिष्क, शिबू, आलिया, एवरीवन, यस। कोई भी डिस्प्रूव नहीं करेगा। तो लग रहा है हमको ही करना पड़ेगा फिर। इंटरवल का डेफिनेशन रिकॉल कीजिए, देखते हैं। और जिसको भी उस दिन ओवर कॉन्फिडेंस आया होगा, क्या मास्टर इंटरवल पढ़ा रहा है आज, आज उनकी मैं आंखें ही ना खोल दूं तो बता देना। प्लीज रीड द डेफिनेशन ऑफ इंटरवल। सभी लोग प्लीज टर्न आउट योर पेजेस एंड रीड द डेफिनेशन ऑफ इंटरवल। आज आपको बता रहा हूं व्हाट इज द सिस्टमैटिक लर्निंग एंड व्हाट इज एनालिसिस। रिकॉल्ड देख लिया सबने, क्या लिखा है इंटरवल में? इंटरवल is the collection of points between any two points. Right? So if I talk, देखिए ध्यान से यहां पर, since 2,3 union 5,8, can anyone tell me this is an interval? Is this an interval? जिसको भी ओवर कॉन्फिडेंस आया था डेफिनेशन पर, अभी मैं चमकाता हूं उनको। Is it an interval? Answer is no, because interval represented by the points between any two points. Here you cannot say all points between 2 and 8 are inside the set S. Please say yes or no. You cannot say all points between 2 and 8 are inside the S, because 4 is not there, 3.5 is not there. So S is not an interval. इतनी बात क्लियर है यार। S is not an interval, but every point of S is an interior point of S. बोलिए, और पूरा एकदम आनंद के साथ अब झूम जाइए कि रियल एनालिसिस क्या है, क्यों टीचर डेफिनेशन पर फोकस करता है। एंड प्लीज रिप्लाई, हाउ मेनी ऑफ यू हैड दिस कन्वर्टेशन इन योर माइंड? हाउ मेनी ऑफ यू हैड दिस आइडिया कि दिस इज नॉट एन इंटरवल? So no comment, no offense, okay? The thing is, only I try to convey कि pure maths is all about your feelings, your definitions, which we usually ignore. कि नहीं अपने को फॉर्मूला पढ़ना है और वैल्यू डालना है ना? Is that clear? तो RL1 से लेकर RL लास्ट तक, whatever lectures, if I'm teaching you anything, don't ignore that. Everything has a meaning, and please focus on definitions, never ignore my words. Please go down. So अगर भूल गए होंगे, why it is not an interval? Since an interval contains all points between any two points, whereas S is not behaving like that. Is that clear to everyone? Kaushal, Alia, Shivu, Kandish, everyone? Is that clear? ओके सृजन, अब बाकी यूनियन देख के खुश नहीं हो जाना है, ठीक है। मतलब ऐसा नहीं है। सपोज दैट, नोट, अगर आप लिखें S इक्वल्स 1 to 2 यूनियन 2 to 5, ऐसा लिख लेते हैं 1 to 2 यूनियन 1.7 to 5, तो भैया ये तो कुछ नहीं है, ये तो एक इंटरवल है। ओके। तो यूनियन देख के, बादल देख के घड़ा फोड़ नहीं देना है, ठीक है। कौशल, अरे नो इश्यूज यार, बिगनर्स को पढ़ाने में ही तो सारा मजा है। दैट इज द रियल चैलेंज फॉर मी एज वेल, टू मेक यू फील द थिंग्स, टू मेक यू अंडरस्टैंड एवरीथिंग। सो प्लीज राइट दिस नोट एज वेल, नहीं तो यूनियन देख के हमेशा गलती करने का चांस नहीं बनेगा करके। आई हैव like taken the points which are distinct. So union of intervals is not an interval, ये connotation दिमाग में नहीं रहता। I guess interior point is clear to all. अभी there is no doubt over that, right? और कुछ रह गया, एक और कर लेते हैं। So what are the interior points? What are the interior points of Q and Q complement? बोले of Q क्या होगा? Empty set. Of Q complement again empty set. Reason, any open wall centered at rational or irrational will contain rational and irrational both. Right or not? Please note down that as well. बस इसके बाद चीजें आसान है, अब तो एकदम सिस्टमेटिक रनिंग चल गया। Everything noted? Write down properly everything. What? Kanisk? Sorry. Kingswood. What do you say? No point between 1 and 1.7 in S. क्यों? किंगशुक के? अरे नहीं भाई, अब तो फिर यूनियन ही भूल गए फिर तो। Union of two sets is what? Union of two sets क्या होता है? This is set A, this is set B. So when you talk about A union B contains those elements which are either in A or in B. So here A is collection of 1 say 2. Here this is the collection of 1.7 say 5. So A union B will be collection of 1 say 5. Sorry. Is that clear? Kingship Day. Am I clear over that? So between 1 and 1.7 already inside the set A itself, right? Okay, Kingship, no issues. Shivam Jha, good evening. Okay, dears, is that noted? So I hope now the things will be pretty clear, right? Interior point is clear, everyone. Let's move on now. And please don't forget definitions. Those are the backbone for analysis. Chalo. So write the next heading, please. Abhi just na सीधा सीधा. Write the heading, please. Interior of a set S. Obviously, we are working with the real analysis. So S is a subset of real numbers. Where S is a subset of real numbers. So we had studied interior points of a set क्या होते हैं, right? Now we have a heading interior of a set S. Please write down the word. It is the collection of all interior points of the set S. Khadam. Done. S is what? Interior of S is what? Collection of all interior points of the set S. अब क्या फटाफट लिखते जाइए. For example, interior of R क्या मिलेगा? R. Interior of N क्या मिलेगा? Empty set phi. Interior of Z empty set phi. Interior of Q empty set phi. Interior of Q complement empty set phi, because they don't have any interior point, right? And interior set is what? Interior of a set is what? Please put this up. Interior of a set. Yeah. So second example, let's say interior of S is equal to 2 to 3. What will be the answer? Interior of S will be the open interval 2, 3. For example, interior of S equals 1 to 7 union 7 to 9. Can anyone tell me what is the answer? What is the answer here? जल्दी बोलो. 1 to 9. Very good. शुभम चौबे. अरे बहुत बढ़िया यार, आप लोग तो होशियार हो गए. Because if you do this union, 1, 7 closed union open 7 से 9, it is nothing but open 1 to 9, right? Good. Fair, 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 fair. So let's move on the next example. What are the interior points of this set? Please reply. Interior of this set. That is good. If you represent S, n का value 1, then it is -1. N का value 2, then it is 1 by 2, right? N का value 3, then it is minus का 1 by 3. Fair or not? Clearly, no point of S is an interior point of S. So, interior of S is 5. किसी को कोई डाउट तो नहीं है? -1 उसका इंटीरियर पॉइंट कैसे बन जाएगा भाई? शुभम चौबे. हाँ, नो. इफ यू टेक भाई -1 के बाद में the next point you are getting as that is -1 by 3. And Shubham Chobe, any ball if you take here, that will take these points which are not in S. Okay, dears? Any ball if you take here, so these points are not in S. आराम से एकदम बिना किसी तनाव लिए. -1 के लेफ्ट में whatever the any small radius you take, these left वाले points will also be in the ball, but those left of -1, those points are not inside the set S. If you talk about 1 by 2, so 1 by 2 के left वाले all points are in S, but maybe these points which are in just right of 1 by 2, those are not in S. Did you get the point, Shubham? Where you did the mistake? आराम से एकदम. बच्चा लोग किधर है? Is everything noted? Okay, dears. Let's move on now. More beautiful now. For which you are waiting, right? लिखेगा open set. The next heading open set. बोलो again. Definition पर focus करना. Is set S is said to be an open set if interior of S equals S. खत्म. शुभम चौबे कोई दिक्कत नहीं यार, अभी तो मास्टर 3G पे चल रहा है यार. कोई टेंशन नहीं भाई. So everyone got? अब मुझे बता दो R ओपन है या क्लोज्ड है? For example, interior of R equals R, so R is an open set, right? Interior of Q is phi, so Q not equals to interior of Q, so Q is not open set. कोई दिक्कत किसी को? Interior of open interval 1, 2 is the open interval 1, 2, so the open interval 1, 2 is an open set. कोई दिक्कत? अब तो देखो बोला था ना, पहले घंटे में दुख था, इसके बाद तो बस फट 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 चीजें ऐसे ही बनती चली जाएगी. And the theorems, the theoretical things na, I'll be doing in the second half. Like first I want to make you feel the things. Okay, so don't panic कि सर वो सबसेट आपने ऐसे नहीं लिखा, नेबरहुड ऐसे नहीं लिखा. अरे मारो ना गोली, पहले मुझ पे देखो मैं क्या कर रहा हूँ आपको. जेड ओपन होगा क्या? जेड इज एन ओपन सेट? नो. राइट. क्यू कॉम्प्लीमेंट? नो. दिस इज एन ओपन सेट? नो. व्हाई? बिकॉज इंटीरियर ऑफ एस is not equals to the set, so this is also not open set. This is bit interesting. Oh my god. बहुत बढ़िया. Keep on writing examples and please check this as well, these examples. So write the example 4 is, so 4 is, 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 2 comma 3 is an open set? That is your answer. No. क्यों? क्योंकि इंटीरियर ऑफ S नॉट इक्वल्स टू, this is bit interesting. Again, 5 you can write S equals 1 comma 7 union 7 comma 9 is an open set. Answer is yes. The reason is check it out please. आराम से लिखिए बिना किसी तनाव के. Okay. Please reply. First is true. That is the answer, right? But what about second? What about second? That is true or false? Open intervals are the only open sets in R. अब देखते हैं कितने लोग. Second one is true or false. Please reply T or F. फटाफट फटाफट बोलते जाइए. Disjoint union will not be so. Now you got the point. Good. See, let S equals 1 comma 2 union 3 comma 5. Right. Since interior of S, that is interior of S is equals to S. So S is an open set, but S is not an open interval. Haha, very good. अभी everyone got that, है ना? बहुत बढ़िया. Fair. Please write. फिर भी write down please, है ना? So more generalized form you can say union of disjoint open intervals इसको लिख लीजिए. Now we will move on the another story, that is limit point. And after studying all things about limit point, then we will having those theorems. Okay, अभी पहले इतना काम करेंगे विजुअलाइजेशन वाला. Is that noted, everyone? Is that noted? So till now we have done this thing, right? Now we will move on this, and that will send to the last. This is one box. All things are interrelated, and this is how you have to frame your mind as well, right? Okay, dears. So write the point. Limit point of a set S. Okay, so limit point of a set S. Here I would like to tell you one thing. Whatever the things we are going to discuss now, those are with respect to set of real numbers with the usual metric, that is d of x by equals to modulus of x minus y. If you change the metric, scenarios will be changed. So if you are into the pure mathematics and if you feel कि सर ने तो केवल R पे bind कर दिया अपने को, then dear fellow, our exam for which I am teaching here, that is for UPSC, for that we are working over that only. If you are preparing for TAFR and other exams, you should go for other aspects of the lectures. Fair? So we are very much intended and directed towards our UPSC optional only. Yes, for the definitions you can be clear from here. देखिए ध्यान से यहाँ पर सारे लोग, limit point of a set S. So definition obviously a point x not belongs to S. क्या बोला सुजान? अभी इधर से स्टार्ट कर सकते हैं करके, राइट? क्योंकि अभी अपने को फील आ गया करके। ए पॉइंट एक्स नॉट, एक बार और ले लेता हूँ नहीं तो मन नहीं मानता। ए पॉइंट एक्स नॉट ऑफ द सेट, ठीक है, नॉट रिक्वायर्ड हियर। लिखिए इसको, क्योंकि तभी आपको पता चलेगा मेन चीज हम कहां मिस करते थे, राइट? तो लिखिएगा ए पॉइंट एक्स नॉट is said to be a limit point of the set S. मतलब x नॉट s के अंदर हो भी सकता है, नहीं भी हो सकता है। फॉर इंटीरियर इट वॉज नेसेसरी, ओके। फॉर लिमिट पॉइंट, द पॉइंट फॉर विच वी आर trying to check ki whether that is a limit point or not, we have to concern ki like wo x naught may be in S, may not be in S. So how we start? A point x naught is said to be a limit point of the set S if an open ball centered at x naught contains, ध्यान से सुनना आप बात को, contains at least, ध्यान से सुनिएगा, at least one member of S, ठीक है? Now this contains at least one member of S in case of real numbers, देखिए ध्यान से, if we take any ball, then ball will have infinite number of points, right? चेक कर लीजिए। if you take any ball centered at x naught, no matter how small the radius is, you will have infinite number of points. कितना? Infinitely many points. Getting my point? So the same thing which is used for at least one member open ball, one member of S other than x naught, ठीक है? ध्यान से देखिए बात को। A point x naught is said to be a limit point of the set S if we take any small ball centered at that point, then that ball contains at least one member of the set S itself other than x naught. Please highlight this word. Now I make you clear this thing with the example. You have the word, please, everyone. So for example, let if S is the open interval 2 to 3, ठीक है? आइए बोर्ड पर देखना ध्यान से। If you take the point 2, so obviously 2 is not in S, but any ball, right, will contain at least one member of बोलिए हाँ या ना. Because S contains all points after 2 and all points before 3. Right or not? So no matter what small radius ka open ball you take here, so obviously these points will be in S. If you take any open ball, so these points will be in S. Say yes or no. So So if you ask that if S is this, then collection of all limit points of S will be equal to the closed interval 2, 3. आराम से एकदम. Be very calm and composed. Read the definition properly and read the example properly. You will get the clarity, crystal clarity. Please go down. Is that clear to all? Please say yes or no. Is that noted? What is the issue? Shibu Jaishwal. So here other than x naught means excluding x naught. Yes, Shibu Jaishwal. हाईलाइट कीजिए उसको पूरा एकदम मजे के साथ हाईलाइट कीजिए. अदर देन एक्स नॉट प्लीज हाईलाइट. Excluding x naught. Excluding. That is why na, if you do the same thing, na, exclusion over the real line. So at least one can be converted into the infinitely many, because over the real line, if you leave the point, you will get infinitely many to next, right? So that is why some author use this word, some author use in case of other infinitely many points, but this is the actual definition: at least one member other than x naught. Is that clear or not? Please say. Limit point is clear to all. ओके okay, सो अभी कुछ झूठ मूठ का तमाशा किया जाए. हाँ. फॉर एग्जाम्पल 2, collection of limit points of number first set of real numbers. Answer is R. Set of natural numbers. What is the answer? Set of integers. What is the answer? Set of rationals. What is the answer? Underline. Please reply. Please reply here. What is the collection of limit points of set of rational numbers? What is the answer? Finish Lucy. R. बहुत बढ़िया. Very good. If you take any rational number, okay, P naught by Q naught, you take the ball that will contain at least one rational number or not. If you take any irrational number, let's say rational number, and that is irrational number. If you take any ball that will contain rationals as well, so क्या बोलेंगे? All rationals are rational numbers, और rationals एक ही बात होती है. All rational numbers are limit points of Q. Similarly, all irrationals also are limit points of Q. So this will be, the answer will be Q union Q complement, and that gives you the whole real line. बहुत बढ़िया. अब तो आप लोग माहिर हो गए. अब क्या बात है, फटाफट मूव करते हैं, है ना. बोला था ना पहले घंटे का खेल थोड़ा टफ रहता है, फिर तो बस मजे लेना है. लिखेगा नेक्स्ट हेडिंग प्लीज. एग्जांपल में थोड़ा और मजा लिया जाए. फाइंड लिमिट पॉइंट, एक या एक से ज्यादा भी हो सकता है, ऑफ द सेट S equals 1 upon n where n belongs to natural number. Please reply. It's a bit interesting as well, है ना. Please reply. What you replied? Alia, 0 is the limit point. Sifu Jaiswal 1, Kanishk Joshi 0. Fair. Let's see this. Let's verify our definition. Okay. So what I told you, let's say if I try to represent this set S. So S is what? 1, 1 by 2, 1 by 3, 1 by 4, right? So if this is the point 1, let's say this is the point 1 by 2, right? Let's say this is the point 0, okay? So this is the point 1 by 3, फिर पॉइंट्स आएंगे. So let's say यहां पे लगा देंगे जमघट. Please be on the board, everyone. This is denoting the jamghat. Okay, this is the point 0. Clearly, 0 is not in S. ख्याल रहे. Please notice this point. 0 is not in S because 0 you are getting when you put infinity. So at infinity you don't include that. Please notice this point. So whenever you are getting this 1 upon infinity as some number, so that number does not belong to that set. But all numbers before that will be here. Now you take a ball centered at 0. So it will contain at least one member of S or not. So 0 is a limit point of S. No other than the 0 is a limit point. कौशल, शिकू, 1 कैसे लिमिट पॉइंट बन सकता है भाई? बोलो, how 1 can be a limit point? Not possible at all, because if you take any ball here which is centered at 1, that will not contain any number other than 1 but of the set S. Any finite number you talk, 1 upon 2000, fair enough. But 1 upon 2000, 1 is the next number. So if you write over this, sir, this is the 1 upon 2000. So the another number you will get here, and the number between 1000 and 1 upon 2001 will not be inside the set S. I hope the picture will be crystal clear to you. Please say. Who's replied? Kausal Banjare. Is that clear? Another one. Who is this? Kanishka. Kajal Yadav. Good evening. Good evening, bache. You don't study nowadays, huh? Hey, Kaushal. Please read the definition again. Limit point का. लिमिट पॉइंट बनने के लिए उस एलिमेंट को सेट में होना जरूरी नहीं है. देखिए पहला लाइन को क्रॉस मारा था. प्लीज चेक द फर्स्ट लाइन ऑफ द डेफिनेशन ऑफ लिमिट पॉइंट. If x naught want to be the limit point, then x naught need not be inside that set. The first point. But if I consider an open ball centered at x naught and that ball contains at least one member of that set, then x naught will become the limit point of that set. Question, is that clear now? ओके, हाँ क्लैरिटी तो आना ही है करके फिर is that written by everyone? I hope this example will make very new windows for you to think. है ना? चलिए okay dear, shall I proceed now? अभी क्या है, झूठ मूठ का तमाशा लिखिएगा नेक्स्ट हेडिंग प्लीज, लिमिट पॉइंट हो गया, derived set, write down please, write the heading please, derived set of a set S. कुछ नहीं है, just one liner now. Collection of all limit points, collection of all limit points of the set S is called the derived set of S. It is denoted by, S dash. Fair dear fellows. For example, what is R dash? Can anyone reply? R itself. What is Q dash? R. What is Q complement का dash? R. What is N का dash? Phi. What is Z का dash? Phi. Say yes or no. If I take this wala set, so what will be S dash? Only singleton 0. Only singleton. If I take another example here, finite set S. So finite set S के लिए S dash will be phi, because S dash has no limit. Sorry, a finite set, because a finite set has no limit point. So that is an exam point for you. Please do remember. the logic you can get. Suppose that if you have any finite set, you take any ball, so obviously you will be having these numbers as well, which are not in S, because S के अंदर में you have only finite, no other the point left right. So what you will remember? A finite set has no limit points. Derived set is clear to everyone? Derived set. Chalo. Okay, let's make it more enjoying now. Be on the board, please, everyone. देखिएगा derived set हो गया. अभी आई एम टेलिंग यू क्लोजर ऑफ अ सेट. ठीक है, derived set. ओके, राइट डाउन द हेडिंग प्लीज. क्लोजर ऑफ अ सेट S. देखिए ध्यान से, क्लोजर ऑफ अ सेट S इज व्हाट? It is the collection of all elements of the set S and limit points of S. That is, S closure is S union S dash. देखिए आराम से, एकदम आनंद के साथ, कोई तबाही नहीं उसमें बचाना है यार, पता नहीं क्या एनालिसिस में बड़ा होता है यार, ये है कुछ नहीं होता. The definitions should be crystal clear. Closure of a set. So for example, give the word please everyone. यहीं पे बाजा बजाएंगे आप. R dash, if you want R का क्लोजर, देखिए बी ऑन द वर्ड प्लीज, क्योंकि अपने पास डैश लिखे हुए हैं. सो इफ यू वांट R क्लोजर, दैट विल बिकम R. ठीक है, फॉर एग्जाम्पल इफ यू वांट एन यूनियन, एस वाला मजेदार है. एस क्लोजर इज, देखिए ध्यान से, एस क्लोजर इज व्हाट? 1/n, n belongs to n, यूनियन द सिंगलटन जीरो. बहुत बढ़िया, बहुत ही मार्मिक घटना घटी है. If S is a finite set, a finite set has no limit point, so S closure will be S union phi, that is S itself. मजे लेते रहे ना अभी तक. Fourth example, बी ऑन द बोर्ड प्लीज एवरीवन। और क्या ले लें? एनक्लोजर इज एन यूनियन फाई एन इटसेल्फ। और ले लें जेड क्लोजर, जेड यूनियन फाई दैट इज जेड इटसेल्फ। और ले लें क्यू क्लोजर दैट इज क्यू यूनियन आर, सो दैट इज आर। क्यू कॉम्प्लीमेंट का क्लोजर दैट इज अगेन क्यू कॉम्प्लीमेंट यूनियन आर, सो आर इटसेल्फ। बोलिए, if you have any single doubt, do let me know. And in the starting of the lecture I told you, just invest your minutes over the interior point, rest of the story will be running like this. कोई दिक्कत, कोई तनाव किसी को? So closure of a set clear to all? You people are not replying यार, क्या बात? And don't panic. End of the session, I will give you like all the things in one liner only. एकदम से पहले केवल कर लीजिए सबको। Next definition, closed set। लिखिएगा, a set S is said to be closed set if S closer equals S हो जाए। क्या बोला? सेट क्लोज्ड होगा if S closer becomes S। so एग्जांपल्स में आ जाइए। since R closer is what, देख रहिए वहां पर R, so R is a closed set। सेकंड क्या लिया था? S equals 1 by n, small n belongs to natural numbers is not closed set। why? since S closer is not equals to, देख लीजिए ना। थर्ड एग्जांपल, a finite set is always a closed set। क्योंकि उसके पास तो कोई लिमिट पॉइंट होता ही नहीं है, तो वो हमेशा खुद के बराबर ही रह जाएगा। कहां गया? in finite set is always a closed set। n is a closed set। क्यों? n closer is n itself। fifth, q is not a closed set। why? since q closer equals r, which is not equals to q। similarly, q complement is not a closed set। why? q complement का closer is r, which is not equals to q complement। seventh, a closed interval a comma b, that is what? closed interval is always a closed set। why? since a is a limit point, right? और a और b के अंदर में जितने भी पॉइंट होंगे सबके सब बनेंगे लिमिट पॉइंट। so a comma b का क्लोजर is this। seventh, eighth, open interval a comma b is not closed set. Why? Because open interval a comma b का closer is closed interval a comma b. Write down properly, and if you have any doubt now, you can ask without any hesitation. जल्दी करेंगे थोड़ा सा, झूठ मूठ का तमाशा थोड़ा और बचा है बस. I hope you people have no doubt over here, right? Okay, write the next definition, please. Closed set, done. Be on the board, please, everyone. Denseness is a respective concept. What I'm saying? Denseness is always talked with respect to some set. So, denseness, whenever you are checking, so I would like to write a note here first, okay? And mark the star here. Terms and conditions apply. Denseness of a set S is always talked or checked with respect to some set. Okay? So this is the very crucial point which you need to take care. For example, देखिएगा, अब मैं इसको definition में लिखता हूँ. Give the word please. A set, let's say capital A, is said to be dense in B, where B may be equal to A or other than A. Any of the case may happen here. So A is said to be dense in B if, ध्यान से देखना, please be on the board everyone. if every point, please underline from here, every point, obviously member of the set B, please highlight, every member of the set B is either in the set A or the limit point of A. बहुत बेहतरीन, बहुत ही बेहतरीन। देखिए ध्यान से, उधर मत देखिए, इधर आइए, इधर देखिए। इफ यू टॉक कि Q इज डेंस इन R और नॉट, बहुत ही बेहतरीन एग्जांपल है, देखिएगा। फॉर एग्जांपल Q इज डेंस इन R, एग्जाम पॉइंट बना के लिख लीजिए। Why? The reason is here. अच्छा, वो डायरेक्ट से पीछे देखा था। If you observe Q and R को, so any real number you take, either that will be a rational or irrational. If it is rational, then it is inside Q. If it is irrational, then it is a limit point of Q. So, if you talk about denseness of Q in R, then it is validated. एकदम विश्वास के साथ बताइए। Similarly, you can talk about R is dense in R. Similarly, you can talk about Q complement is dense in R. So, denseness is always talked about with respect to some set. I guess this will be clear to all. Denseness. Please say yes or no. सुजान कहाँ गया? सुजान, वर्ड्स में लिख के मजा आया करके, बाकी ऑफिशियल लिखना मुझे भी आता है, लेकिन मुझे पता है विजुअलाइजेशन इज द क्रूशियल पार्ट, एंड दैट इज व्हाट आई ट्राइड इन द ग्रुप थियरी एज वेल, है ना। So if A want to be dense in B, so either अब B के बारे में बात करें, elements of B will be either from A or the limit point of A. Shibu Jaishwal, Alia, Amit, is that clear? Everyone? Kanishk, King Shukde, everyone whoever attending the lecture, क्योंकि बहुतों के मुझे नाम मुझे नहीं पता होंगे, obviously. Kaushal, shall I move now? Is that noted? इसको देख लीजिए, झुनमुन का तमाशा। Closed interval A comma B, no sorry, open interval A comma B is dense in the closed interval A comma B. एकदम बिना तनाव लिए हुए, है ना? अच्छा, क्यू खुद में डेंस हो सकता है? क्यू इज नॉट डेंस इन क्यू। चलो, क्यू के रिस्पेक्ट में सारे के सारे रेशनल्स क्लोज टू द, sorry, for that I'll take another statement. This is good for you. Is that clear? Shall I proceed now? बहुत बढ़िया। The last heading, denseness हो गया आपके पास। Fear, perfect लिख दीजिएगा। A set S is said to be a perfect set if S is closed and dense in itself. Please write down the definition. For example, Q is not a perfect set. Why? Because Q is not closed. We have already seen Q closer is not equals to Q. Perfect set. Perfectly clear or not? बोलो, perfect set is perfectly clear or not? R is a perfect set. Okay, dears. Achha, countability I have removed from there because countability itself is a bigger concept that needs to be discussed almost 1.5 hour. So that is altogether a different story. That is why I removed from here. So this is the picture for the lecture. And one important curiosity I am giving you. Finally, just a curiosity, okay? Empty set phi. What you can say about this? What you can say about empty set in terms of all concepts which we studied today? Okay? So that is a homework for you to think. Okay? So try to think here. Phi open भी होता है, closed भी होता है, ठीक है? That is the statement. So you can just like have a glance over that. Okay, dear fellows. Give the word, please, everyone. So today I told you, if I summarize the lecture, देखिए ध्यान से. If I summarize the lecture, I started from ball का concept. I went on interior point, फिर interior, फिर open set. Then I went for limit point, right? Derived set, closure of a set, then closed set. Then we went for denseness and परफेक्ट सेट। तो अब आप रिकॉल कीजिए कि आज हमने कुछ भी नहीं पढ़ा। कुछ पढ़ा है क्या अमित कुमार, शुभम चौबे, सुजान? कुछ पढ़ा क्या यार, इतना छोटा सा। Okay, dears. So one important announcement. What announcement? See, uh, Shubham Chaube. For beginners, we studied a lot. Shubham Chaube. Persons who took already coaching na UPSC का. For them as well, we studied a lot. ना मानो तो पूछ लेना. So, okay, Amit. ठीक है. मतलब it depends on your feelings towards the maths, right? So basically, I'm not the master. I'm just a student like you. Just I try to enjoy the things. क्योंकि अगर मुझे crystal clear समझ में आ गया, then only I am a teacher. Otherwise, क्या ही है उधर रट्टा मार के करके ना. Anyways, dear fellows, one important thing I want to discuss with you, as I did in the algebra as well, there will be no booklet here at this point of time because मतलब, things can be messy. I want to make you on track according to demand of UPSC. So whatever I have taught you in previous 4 lectures and the next lecture as well, these 5 lectures you just revise your class notes regularly. There is no need to do any exercise other than the words which I have said here inside the 5 classes, this and the next one. ठीक है, nothing needed, because when you will go inside the books na, you will lose your temper, you will lose the track, lot many things you will feel कि यार ये I have told you all the filtered things, fair, because these are the basics. So some important theorems are remaining that we will do by tomorrow, like arbitrary collection of union sets, arbitrary union of open sets, closed sets, like that. Tomorrow we'll do Bolzano Bierstrass, infinite bounded set. Tomorrow we'll do that. Not an issue. So RL-5 तक का lectures just follow class notes and my words. Sequences में I will give you one assignment just to solve the problems. So be very crystal clear in your mind. If you are attending the lectures properly, if you are preparing your class notes here properly, in real analysis, there is no need to go deeper into the oceans of books. This is my personal suggestion. Rest is your choice. I guarantee if you attend the classes properly, revise those things, solve those questions which I am telling, the things will be more than sufficient, be it civil services, be it forest services. So have faith on my words. Just stick to the things what I said here. No left right. Otherwise you will be just wasting your energy and time. So that's enough from my side for the day. अभी उतना homework नहीं है कि मैं discuss करूँ. Probably by tomorrow I can discuss. So hold on with the things. Tomorrow I'll give you something more to discuss. Okay. So चलो, it's good luck from my side. Keep learning, keep smiling. Okay, dears. So, shall we wind up the class? Any doubt, anyone? जल्दी बोलेंगे? किसी का कोई doubt? Otherwise, टाटा बाय बाय. Good night, everyone. Good night. Good night. Good night. Good night. Good night. Good night, dears. Good night. Good night. Okay, Shubham. Same from my side as well. Okay, Shivu, Shubham, Shujan, Shudram, Amit, King Shukte, everyone. Fair. It's enough from my side. Good luck to everyone.